Now, just when you thought that last year it went so wrongly that they could not do it again. There's no way, there's simply no way it could happen again, right? There's simply no way. You would be mistaken because we probably just got it. I packed Ronaldinho in the pack that it was glitched in. If you guys would like to buy coins, you can go to mmoxp.com. There will be a link in the description. They are the cheapest and safest option. You can use my code JFC at checkout for a 5% discount. Now, if it makes you feel any better, it's apparently it wasn't quite as bad as Team of the Year Messi in terms of just like sheer pack weight. Apparently it's not quite as bad. Isn't that nice to hear? But yes, it's definitely glitched. And Dino just popped out in tons of picks, tons of packs out there. There was no way in hell it's his normal pack weight. Some have said that it is his normal pack weight, and like people are just showing off their pack pulls, which I completely disagree with. But we'll go and talk about every point of view from the situation and talk about what the hell is happening right now, and how does this possibly, is there any chance at this point that this stuff isn't intentional? I'd love to hear you guys' thoughts on that, because if it happens, it just simply cannot happen this often. Anyway, yeah, Dino's now, I got him on PS5 account. I opened up one on my PC account, didn't get him on my PS5 account. I did, my controller's dead, so I don't even know what I'm doing here. Let's go to Twitter right now. We'll break it down how it all happened today. Okay, my first tweet I saw when I woke up was this one. It was, I didn't get Dino in my picks, and I said, no, I'm gonna become the Joker. There's no shot it's happened again, right? And I was afraid I missed it. I woke up, this was like 3 hours or 2 hours after this tweet. I was like, oh my God, I missed it again. I'm not getting Team of the Year Messi. It's happened again this year. I didn't get it. Here we go again. And I saw this tweet that was Ronaldinho glitch in the store packs. It seems like the 75K pack, take a crack, player pick pack. Jesus, Lord have mercy. Gives out many Ronaldinhos. Okay, here's 4 different screenshots people had tweeted at, I think it was Mad HD Gamer. And down here, look at the replies. Ha 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 ha. Pack Dino there. Some saying they didn't, right? But then some saying, haha, stopped playing a few weeks ago. Keep going down. Left side looks dangerous now. He's got a Hullet first owner and Dino first owner. Not for me there, but appreciate it, bro. Another Dino pulled there. Thank you, sir. Ronaldinho in the middle slot. I hate this game, says Hermes. Didn't get it there. And then next guy, Jord the Fut Don. Get in, cheers. So clearly, as you can see, the weight seems to be, at this point in time, when this tweet was made, very bugged. Because there is no goddamn way you're going to see this many Ronaldinhos packed at all in one specific Twitter reply chain. And then I open my pick, I pack him in my middle selection right here, and I tweeted out saying, LMAO thanks, but you guys are disgraceful. Beyond recognition how awful you guys have to be at your jobs for this to happen again. Incompetence at its highest form. Now keep in mind, I said here, incompetence at its highest form. Assuming that it is incompetence, even the Penthez is on Twitter saying, like, I will say, it's becoming more and more common that these store packs are constantly wrong, resulting in compensation, but also resulting in a large portion of people spending because they know they will get compensation, or also like a Dino pack where you're not going to get Dino. But then there was this unique Riggers tweet, right? Which was a just sent the 3 broken player picks, Griezmann, Foden, Putellas, no Ronaldinho, right? And there were some people in the replies saying, you know, it was just luck. It wasn't actually an increase in Ronaldinhos. It seems like it wasn't anyway. Here's another one here. I mean, to be honest with you, it does seem like, looking at all the replies on Twitter and a lot of the replies in my YouTube comments from my post I made earlier today, that it seems like it's not quite as much as Team of the Year Messi was. Team of the Year Messi was like genuinely a 30% chance, if not more, before that player pick was patched, right? This seems not quite that much, but there is just no way we are seeing this many Ronaldinhos. I went and packed them myself. There's no way we're seeing this many if it's not bugged, if there's something not wrong with it. Now keep in mind, this actually goes against my point here. EA actually have not tweeted out about this yet, which would maybe insinuate that it wasn't actually broken, because the Messi situation they tweeted out about like an hour later. It was very quick after, and they removed the pick and everything, and now they have not done that. The pick is still there. People are now saying that it does seem patched now, not seeing it as much, but they were earlier today. So going off of like everything that EA has said here, clearly they must not think that there was anything wrong. Or what I think is more than likely the case is that because there's like plausible deniability here in terms of the pack weights, some people are literally saying like it's a point of view people have where they're saying, no, it was actually just luck. It's not broken. That they're actually like, okay, we probably could just get away with this now and actually not have to tweet something out about it and have everybody be mad at us again. It wasn't even broken in the first place, guys. Don't worry. When I try and be as objective as I can here, and if I'm being biased, you guys need to let me know. But there is just no way in hell we are seeing this many Ronaldinhos and I'm going out and packing them after opening one pick on my fucking PS5 account. And I had 10 people in my comments on my post I made saying they got Ronaldinho as well. There to me is just simply no way that Ronaldinho didn't have increased odds more than he should have. Now, like I said, it does seem like it is patched by now, but I want you to be aware that don't go and rip it open right now because it does seem like they did try and fix it. But okay, before I even get into like why I think they're doing this, if this is intentional, please let me know in the comments what you think. If you packed Ronaldinho, you know, I just want to hear all your thoughts right now because I'm greatly curious. Now, why would EA want to do this? Well, there is one gigantic reason to do this and to sacrifice a few players getting a top tier card for possibly millions to have increased FOMO. That is basically what I think the sacrifice is for them here. If it's intentional, I lean intentional because there is just the gross incompetence needed for this to keep happening. It is absolutely beyond comprehension. One time was bad enough, okay? One time was bad enough here. They did it again. It happened for a second time. We have had so many wrong store packs over the last week that you would not believe it, that you actually wouldn't believe it if you were gone for a month and you came back and were like, oh yeah, we had this mistake yesterday, this mistake the day before that, and 4 days before that, there was this one, and now we have Ronaldinho's for free. Like, you wouldn't believe this shit, right? Where was I going with it? Yeah, so the FOMO, right? The FOMO is why someone who believes this was intentional would be why they would do it. Because now at content time, or at any time now, it was at 5 a.m. my time, which for UK time was like 10 a.m., 11 a.m. You might have to be on at any time to take advantage of any glitch, right? That would be the benefit from EA's side. Give some Dinos out, but you might have a million people now creating more like, ooh, we have to stay up to date with everything going on in FIFA at all waking hours because we never know when we might miss that next glitch, right? That's the theory. Now, what I will say is that it did seem like last year, the Team of the Year Messi situation caused a massive dip in the player count pretty early on. Now, it might not have had any correlation with the Team of the Year Messi incident. They might have deemed that was just a post-Team of the Year thing. Last year in February, right, that really was the time when EA confirmed there was no competition for the Messi mistake, right? That was the time when, like, the player count really did take a huge dip in FC 24. And I think a big reason for that was like, oops, you didn't get Messi. Sorry. Now, this one's not as bad as that, but it's still pretty fucking bad. So you might think, yeah, wouldn't you not want to do this again because you don't want to lose players and people got discouraged last year when this happened, and why would you want to do it again? That's a fair argument. That's honestly a fair argument as to why this may have not been on purpose. Like, definitely might not have been. And I used to believe that these weren't, but how can this amount of store pack fuck ups happen consistently all the time? It's the place you would think would have the least mistakes because it's where they make all of their money from. You would think it'd be the most, like, what's the word, intentional? Like, the whole thing would be very precise and calculated. You would expect that because it's $1 billion store. I mean, it's $1 billion store, guys. And you tell me what's worse. They fake glitches because it creates FOMO, or despite the fact that it makes all this money for them and they're raking in the dough, they don't even care enough to like create fairness in the game whatsoever. Even after a catastrophic mistake of last year, didn't matter again. It happened once again. Which one is worse? Which one do you guys think is worse? I mean, I don't know. They're both awful, horrendous in their own ways. And if you're EA and this was an accident, what do you do now? Genuinely, if you're in their shoes and this was an accident again for the second year in a row, what do you do? Do you just let it go and act like nothing happened and we move on from here? We have timed loans now. Do you give out a free Ronaldinho timed loan for a week just to everybody, or 2 weeks to everybody? Does that make up for it? Do you just say sorry again and move on? Like, you guys tell me, what should they do here? Obviously, what they should do is create something that's fair and balanced for everybody. What do you do in that situation apart from like give everybody a Ronaldinho that opened the pack, right? That would be like one way to do it. If you open the pack, you get a Ronaldinho, but that's not fair because then the guys who didn't open the pack, they didn't know the odds were broken to then you open a pack and you would just get Ronaldinho. Like, they didn't know the odds were broken. So that's not fair either to the people who didn't open it. There's no fair way to go about it apart from giving out free Ronaldinhos, which EA just literally shat their trousers at the thought of doing that. So if I had to guess what's going to happen here is they're going to just move on like nothing happened, because there is plausible deniability that there was not really an odds problem, because some people say out there that there wasn't, despite Dino's popping up left and right on Twitter replies. It obviously was increased to some extent. If it wasn't increased, if it somehow the pack weight was normal, this was the best chance of packing one of the most endgame icons you will ever have. I mean, it's not even close. So I don't buy it. I don't buy this wasn't glitched. You just saw the replies we saw. I mean, there's no way. There's no way to me that it was not glitched. But there is plausible deniability. They might just move on, or they'll tweet out something saying like, hey, yeah, the odds were not messed up. Like, they might say that too. And then do we believe them? I don't know. And that's up to you to decide, right? And this is the thing too, where yes, it doesn't seem to be as bad as the Team of the Year Messi incident, but like, how much does that help you? Does that help you if you didn't pack him when people obviously had a higher odds during a random store pack? And if you didn't get the chance to do it, you missed out, right? It theoretically makes it better because it wasn't as bad as Messi, but the same premise and same principle of fairness still applies here. Obviously, things were not fair. They were intentionally unfair or unintentionally unfair, depending on how you see it. I mean, yeah, what else is there to say about it at this point? It's just happened again. It's happened again, and here we are, square one. We're back at square one again after Messi's situation from last year. But yeah, I'm sure we're gonna hear some sort of update in the next 24 hours, and we'll talk about it more then. I don't want to just talk your ear off about the same thing, repeating myself, because I'm probably going to just keep repeating myself and keep ranting and keep getting this vid closer to being demonetized, because I just swear a lot. So I didn't even say thank you for being here today, by the way. How rude. I appreciate you all being here. Let's go to talk about some news now, and then we'll talk about some market effects from Dino. Nani has announced his retirement from football. Give us an end of an era, please. We usually see an end of an era of anybody that we sort of expect to see. Does that make any sense? We're gonna see a Nani end of an era. It's just a matter of time here. We even saw Varane end of an era at like the very start of the game, right? Like they are just gonna give out end of an era cards for sure whenever they deem that the player is a little hyped up at all, which Nani would be. And we also have League and Player of the Month nominees, which is Lacazette, Ben Shaqir, and Jonathan David. And looks like Lacazette's the favorite. 4 goals, 1 assist in 4 matches, and 3 goals there for Jonathan David, even though the comments does say Ben Shaqir, so maybe he'll end up winning it. I don't know. Maybe I'm talking out my ass here. And here's another one, guys. 2 Dinos out of 3 chances. Like, do you know how ridiculous that must be? Like, that would be to get. I find it so tough to believe this was not increased pack weight. I don't believe it. And if you want any more proof that leaks just go around and people know them and they don't tell them and probably sell them in many discords out there, Fut Agent says Fut Agent was right. Okay, show me your first owner card and I will tell you if he can be used in one of the next evolutions. So obviously that tells you he knows what the next evos look like. This was tweeted out after content today, and I'd show you the replies, except he didn't reply to anybody. So people were left replies and he did not reply to a single one of them. There's no hint on what the new evos are, but obviously he knows what they are, and people out there, I would assume, also probably do know what they are as well. So just goes to show you, leaks going around in Discord somewhere out there. They're in the abyss somewhere. Also, what's kind of funny is, technically speaking, Dino is 8.3 million coins. He's actually more expensive by a few million than Team of the Year Messi was. So more Messis could equal the same amount of coins if there's less Dinos. Does that kind of make sense? The same amount of coins given out by EA, but I don't know, I'm just saying shit. But okay, there was some panic today, right? The really high-end stuff had a lot of panic. I'm trying to find somebody on here who's like really high-end. I don't really think I'm probably gonna see one in like this Rooney card, Power Shot Plus. These like 1 million coin plus cards did see some panic when the Dino situation happened, because they're like, oh my god, the market's gonna crash, everyone's getting Dino, etc, etc, etc. It wasn't quite as bad as Messi, so therefore people kind of bought back right away again. And honestly, the market is gonna do basically exactly the same stuff it would. I don't think Dino's gonna affect the market very much, actually. So everything we said yesterday stays true today. You should be good on buying stuff. Sunday sell off right now seems like a great time, and then maybe selling Wednesday morning as rivals demand is happening. That's a great time right there. I wouldn't worry too much about this this beautiful bucktooth man on this card here. I wouldn't worry too much. And hold on, Raul did just say 10 hours after your post, I thought, why the hell not? FC25 is now officially Dino 25. So maybe it's not fully patched yet. I don't know. Maybe that's just somebody who ended up packing Dino out of pure luck. I'm not too sure. Lawn Duder was at peace in UFL land. That's funny. And Quickstep FC, how much money have EA made today from Dino Gate? Great question. It makes you wonder on if it's intentional or if it's not when you really think about how much money they made today. And Denko says, as a 37-year-old casual, I feel the game got taken away from me since they brought these goddamn swap tokens into the game. He says, you know, rivals, people are dropping on purpose to get wins fast. Squad battles finished on a crazy point total this last week. And obviously champions is just harder to get into this year, which isn't inherently a bad thing. But if these two then are more difficult, then yes, champions then being harder is probably not the best thing. So yeah, it's kind of echoing the sentiment that I said earlier. It's like, I agree with you. I definitely do. And more people than I expected actually did say, yeah, live, go live for 6 p.m. content. So maybe we will do that. I don't know. Apparently there's a gap in the market, people said. So I don't know. Maybe that's something we should do. And then Halim with a great comment saying, I was the Arabic localization professional for EAFC FIFA from 2015 till 2023. There is no way you can make a mistake with numbers. You can mess up with having translation of max to plus and hero to icon, etc. But no way you can mess up with something that says 91 to say 90. Because the system detects abnormalities in numbers automatically, like number 90 is in the target while it is not the source. Number 91 is missing in the target. So there are 2 errors there. No way they did not spot this. So Halim seems to have a bit of background knowledge in this kind of thing, even with EA apparently. And he says like there was no way that that could have happened unless it was obviously, you're saying like pure incompetence or straight up it was on purpose, right? I try and open the door to both because as much as I want to say that it's on purpose, we don't know for a fact that it's on purpose. We don't know that. But I mean, I've gone over it a million times now. Let me know what you guys think about it. It's never dull, these guys. I mean, it's never dull, right? I mean, right? I love you all. Says everyone, peace.